All right, this is like the fifth attempt. This is the fifth attempt trying to start this fucking stream, dude. Hopefully it works. Either that or I'm gonna have to send YouTube an email. And we're gonna have to be like, yo, what's up? What's good? What's good in the neighborhood? Oh, it says I'm live, dude. It says I'm working. Is it though? Because my preview did not start. Let's see. What? Bruh. You are live. What? What's happening? This live stream recording is not available. Okay, yeah, no shit. Cool. Sick. Sorry, if you're here and you're seeing shit, I'm not seeing it, so I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, there it is. It's like refreshing your browser does something. What the fuck, dude? Alright, sorry. Sorry about it. Alright, I'm gonna make sure that Discord has the shit. Alright, I'm gonna make sure to delete that. At everybody again. I'm sorry. For those who were like, what is this fucking idiot talking about? Alright, we're done. Okay, we're here, I think. Yeah? Alright, yep. Alright, sick. So, we're gonna talk about this shit, man, because, it's kind of weird and interesting. But if you guys have not seen, this article by AutoWeek, you should, which I'll end up putting it, as like a comment or something. I'll tag it. But this article was very interesting considering how much bitching and complaining there's actually been, and no answer from NASCAR in terms of the drivers being like, "Hey man, what's going on?" So let's go ahead and get into this shit because it's a hornet's nest. So this article is by AutoWeek.com. I'm reading it on my phone, by the way. But this article is from AutoWeek. I'm gonna make sure to minimize OBS because for some reason that tends to fucking help. But this article is by AutoWeek.com, and it is called "NASCAR Drivers, Team Owners Slam NASCAR Cup Series Package After Dover, quote, it sucks, end quote." And it says, "Clean air is more important than ever before, and racers are not thrilled." Let me just go ahead and start this by saying I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form that drivers are upset about the package being trash. I was saying it even before these cars got on track that this package was gonna suck ass. Because there's just no way that when you increase all of these aerodynamic components in terms of the spoiler and the splitter and all of this shit, that it isn't gonna be a problem in terms of adding more dirty air or whatever, it may be. But I wasn't surprised in the slightest about that. Ask anybody who I talk to on a normal basis. I was saying that shit a while ago, and I was like, dude, that's gonna fucking suck. It's gonna stink. It's not gonna be bueno, you know what I mean? It's gonna be bad. So, anyway, we're gonna get into this article. We're gonna go to the part where it gets more interesting. And it says the fiercest remarks came from championship leader Kyle Busch, who was in no mood to celebrate his 11th consecutive top 10 to open the season, even if it followed an afternoon in which he had to rally from slapping the wall in the middle stages of the event. And he was quoted as saying, "It sucked," he said. "We thought we were off as a program, but obviously Joe Gibbs' racing teammate Martin Truex Jr. won the race. So that's just not the case. Probably we were going to end up about 8th, and then I got into the wall in the last stage, and we were junk after that. On a scale of 1 to 10, that hit was probably an 8. So Kyle Busch was pissed off. He said the race sucked, and it wasn't fun. So here we go. We're going to keep reading this. It says, already one of the few vocal public critics of the package, Busch would probably rate the current version of the Cup Series formula on a lower end of the 1 to 10 scale, which is kind of funny. Kyle Busch was quoted as saying, the package sucked. He said, No fucking question about it, it's terrible, but all I can do is bitch about it, and it will fall on deaf ears, and we'll come back here with the same thing in the fall. Damn. That's a slam, if I've ever heard one. He says, no fucking question about it, but all I can do is bitch about it, and it will fall on deaf ears. Fuck. That's hard. And then here we go into the article again from the author. The eye test and statistics were once again at odds with one another following the race. The finish to the first stage was aided by a late caution, diverging tire strategies. Joey Logano earned a playoff point on 2 less fresh tires by virtue of clean air over a dominant Chase Elliott, who took 4 tires after leading every lap to that point. So clean air is important. Yes, we get it. The race inarguably had a thrilling second stage finish, with the leaders in heavy lap traffic allowing Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, and Kevin Harvick to supplant Elliott. And then the third stage was a dud, with Truex winning by 9.5 seconds. Over. It's something Harvick also blamed on the package. Quote, last run we got tight and it turned into a parade. No one was going anywhere. And I can actually see that being the case because Texas was fucking awful in terms of watching the race on NASCAR Drive. If you've never attempted that, you need to. You need to go and watch the onboards from these races and see how fucking stuck they actually are. They can't go anywhere. Even if you go wide and try to go up, you can't. Dover seemed to be an exception, thankfully. But, I mean, when I was watching Texas, they were literally stuck. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't get a run on each other, even on the straightaways. Like, it just was bad, man. It was awful. But, you know, Harvick was shitting on him. Kyle Busch was shitting on him. And then here you go. Overall, the race featured the second most green flag passes and the third most quality passes in the past 6 seasons. But much of those numbers are inflated by green flag pit stops and restarts in which drivers stayed side by side, triggering a pass every time a nose would inch in front of another. Harvick added this during his pit road media availability too. Quote, here's the hard thing about the package, end quote, Harvick said. I almost burped. I think that NASCAR tried to accomplish a lot of things with one particular package, but you look at how the cars drive behind each other, and from a driver's standpoint, it's hard to race them anywhere. Which makes a lot of sense to me. I don't see how anybody could complain otherwise, really, and say that they're stupid for having that opinion or some shit, but whatever. A constant refrain from drivers is a complaint about the 8-inch tall spoiler that creates a wake of dirty air when a leading car turns into a corner. A trailing car runs into that wake and stalls out, stifling passing opportunities. No shit. I don't see how. I just don't understand how it's even a topic at this point. But I think it's funny that all these people are shitting on NASCAR because they absolutely need to be shit on. But here is Man in the Box 99. What's up, buddy? One thing that I don't get that he said that they shouldn't make a change probably because he was on fire. Now he says he hates it when it could be giving him an advantage if you think about it. Who in particular? Kevin Harvick? Like, who are you talking about? One thing that I don't get is that he's... Okay. They shouldn't make a change probably because he was on fire. Now he says he hates it. No, okay. Oh, you're talking about Kyle Busch. Okay. Here's the thing, man. You can be fast. And I don't think particularly that Kyle Busch is saying that they should change the package entirely. Yeah, he's already won a bunch of races on it. So if he's saying change it, it's probably because he doesn't fucking like it. Like, just in general. Even the races that he probably won, he was still like, this fucking sucks. Because he's done it in the past. You saw with the COT, he won at Bristol and then immediately got out of the car and said, this car fucking sucks. You know? So I don't think that that's the case particularly. Historically, that's not been the case for him. Do I think that because he ran, like, kind of bad, even though he still got a top 10, would that make him, you know, be a little bit louder about it? Maybe. But I don't think that Kyle Busch is in the business of just like making sure everything goes his way every single time, like everybody else thinks. I think that he voiced his opinion about the car being fucking trash, and it just happened to be during this race, where he probably thought he was faster than a couple of people, and he couldn't pass them. And there's rightfully a reason to be upset about that, because if you're faster than people and you can't pass them, that's a fucking problem. In 2018, we didn't really see that much. Like, it was hard to pass at short tracks, undoubtedly, but you could still get there and move somebody out of the fucking way. You know what I mean? If you look at Richmond, they weren't able to do anything. They couldn't do anything. They would catch up to each other, hit the dirty air, and then be stuck. Like, it was a travesty. But there is more quotes here. This one is from Alex Bowman. He was quoted as saying, "It might have just been me, but it was hard to pass anyone on the bottom and really defend significantly on the bottom. I don't think I passed many guys on the bottom all day if we were both running bottom. If they ran a car length, or if they ran up a car length, I could get air enough that I could pass, but the only passes I really made were on the top." Alex Jones, Jesus Christ. Eric Jones concurred. "It seemed like the bottom groove was preferred by a lot, and it was tough to get up and make moves in the middle," he said. "It was hard to get some speed rolling there, especially if you had someone behind you. It felt like they would kind of snooker you and put you back another spot. It was just tough to make moves, and it was tough to be aggressive and find a way to pass. Just tough all day." And then you have a team owner also throwing some shade. Even a team owner offered a criticism, with Levine family racing boss Bob Levine tweeting 2 key rebuttals to NASCAR's current direction. Quote, "Let me second at Kyle Busch's statement. This package sucks has nothing to do with where he finished." And then he's quoted again as saying, "NASCAR officials do not think it is appropriate that a team owner speak out criticizing their package on social media, so I'm not making any more comments about it. They may be right." And they're not. So let's go ahead and get into this shit, because I feel as though it's interesting. It's a good topic. People who watch this video later may be interested to know about it. But not surprised in the slightest when you add that much aerodynamic dependency onto a car in terms of trailing behind another, it's going to suck. So not surprised. The reason why the low downforce package was kind of good was because there was a lot less aerodynamic dependencies that you had to bank on, you know what I mean, that you had to deal with. Smaller spoiler, not a lot to fucking deal with. Smaller splitter, not a lot to deal with. Now that you add on a ton of extra downforce, the dependency goes up on the aerodynamics. If you're behind a car, you have less aerodynamics. Especially with that number being increased, the decrease, because of all of these aerodynamic parts being a problem, means that there's way more downforce coming off the car than last year. And it makes it feel worse. There's not enough turn. And that's the main issue, is that the difference between 2018 and 2019 is the car would turn way too much in traffic. And you could easily go into your setup, the way that you have the car turning, the way that the car exits a corner or enters a corner, you could adjust to that difference in 2018. In 2019, you can't really do anything, and that's the problem. That's why a lot of people are upset. But I do find it interesting that NASCAR fans in general, and this video is probably going to be short, but NASCAR fans in general are not looking at this situation, the way that they have the package right now, in a bad, worse light than they should be. What I mean by that is, look at, number one, we have to talk about the TV package. Fox is trash. Fox is garbage. The amount of times that they fuck up is incredible. I don't know if you guys knew, but if you watch NASCAR Drive, you need to. It's free through NASCAR's website. You can see a couple of good angles. They have a battle cam, they have onboards, etc. You should do that if you have the opportunity to do that. But uh, at Texas specifically, you could see the cars get stalled out on onboards, but there was also apparently a fucking gigantic moment going into turn one at Texas this year where Joey Logano and Jimmy Johnson were just going fucking ham down the front stretch and fucking around, and Fox never showed it, and that was the most interesting part of the race, apparently, because I remember watching that whole race being like, I wish this shit was over. Like, that race was fucking awful, and I thought maybe with late race cautions it would make the race more interesting, and it fucking didn't. It didn't. That race was so fucking boring. It was an awful race. In terms of racing, fucking trash, man. But let me just go ahead and say this right now. If you look at the TV package and you look at the track package, NASCAR is going down the road of Champ Car, except a little bit different. Champ Car killed themselves. Okay? Their TV packages were bad. Their on-track package was good. They still had hundreds of thousands of people showing up to the racetracks watching the fucking races. Like, at Long Beach in 04, they had like 75,000 people there. At Montreal in 2002, they had like, I think the whole fucking place was full. Like, the whole island was full of people. You know, Champ Car, in terms of on-track and at-track activities, was always doing great, never had a problem. NASCAR has both of these two problems that Champ Car inevitably ended up having, right? So TV, fucking, it's going bad, man. It's going worse than it's been in a long time. It's getting worse every single time another race happens. They're losing viewers every single week. They're not gaining. They're not staying neutral. It's going down. And number two, the TV package in general, like, the direction is fucking terrible. Like, Kyle Larson is flipping down the backstretch at Talladega, and they had to have, the director must have fucking been screaming, stay with the pack, stay with the pack. They had a reason to. Don't get it twisted. But not every camera had to. If I'm a director, I'd say backstretch camera facing towards the pack, stay with them. Everybody else, point your fucking lens to that car flipping on the backstretch. We want to know what the fuck's happening, you know? There was so much. I just can't believe it sometimes when I think about the direction for Fox in terms of their live TV performance. It's fucking bad. And NASCAR's locked in with those motherfuckers for a long time, and it's a problem. You never want to sign a TV contract for that long. But that's just me. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm stupid. But I wouldn't go more than like 4 years. They signed like a 10-year contract? Ridiculous, dude. Insane. But then you have their on-track package. And it's gotten way fucking worse. I feel like 2018 will surpass this year by quite a lot. Unless everybody comes into the playoffs and they're just like, fuck it, dude, let's go wild. You know what I mean? That more than likely will happen. But I don't think you can make up for how bad this year has been so far. There's been interesting finishes. You know, like, I'm not going to just sit here and say that the whole season has been a complete disaster. But it's just not my cup of tea, and I think it's because NASCAR is trying to pertain to people who don't particularly enjoy racing. Racing is about strategy, it's about who has the best car, who has the best team, all of the factors of racing, NASCAR is trying to take out of the sport. And that bothers me. That bothers me as somebody who particularly enjoys watching a race. If you watch IndyCar, you like watching races. That's a race. Like, that's an actual race. NASCAR is an actual race as well, but not with this package. It just bothers me. They tried to go towards the IROC version of the Cup Series, and it's just like, why, man? Why? I don't understand. But they're going down the same fucking road as Champ Car. They're going to keep losing fucking viewers. But the difference between NASCAR and Champ Car had a humongous allure. in the European countries, just kind of like how F1 does. F1 will get like 1 million viewers here in America, but overseas, humongous following. Like, way over in the United Kingdom, the European Union, fucking gigantic following. But it's not the same for NASCAR. Champ Car had that. NASCAR, I don't think, has a humongous European market. And that's really what kept Champ Car alive for a long time, is the European market. The European market became more paramount than the American market. It was just an American series at that point. I just think it's kind of crazy that people aren't looking at this situation that NASCAR is in right now and being like, what are they going to do? Because I think about it almost every day at this point. Like, what are they going to do? They're pertaining to younger people. They're pertaining to people that aren't racing fans. They're pertaining to people who like seeing battles 24/7, and it's like, that's not what racing is about to me. Sure, I would love to see battles, and I want to see all that shit, but I don't fucking know, man. It's just it's less about racing now, and it's more about passing. And passing and racing are not the fucking same thing. You know what I'm saying? The art of making a racing series have the chase, like in terms of chasing another car and passing them, is important to racing, but it's not paramount. What is paramount is having a decent product in general. And it starts with a lot of things, especially nowadays when you're clinging on to television. TV is extremely important. The commentators for Fox are trash. Jeff Gordon is not good. Darrell Waltrip sucks. Mike Joy is a diamond in the rough, I would say. Larry McReynolds, diamond in the rough. You know, like, it's just, there's a lot of directions that Fox could go that would make the races a lot better, like focusing on the back of the pack, watching battles as they happen, not being afraid to leave the leaders, but don't do that within the last 30 fucking laps, because at that point, yes, stay on the fucking leaders. Unless it's a gigantic lead, don't leave the leaders. But if there's a fucking car flipping on a backstretch of a racetrack, you should probably say, hey, like 2 cameras out of the fucking 17 that we have at this racetrack right now, follow that. Maybe follow that car flipping. It's a decent idea. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking stupid. I could be dumb as shit. Anyway, I'll read these comments and then I'm gonna bust out of here, man, because talking about this shit gets on my nerves. I think fans should be shitting on NASCAR. NASCAR is on that slippery slope of death. I agree. I remember Vegas when Kyle Busch was held up for 40 laps behind Logano. It was horrific. Yeah, I do too. Man in the Box 99, are you basically suggesting that NASCAR could shut down in the next few years? Because they better fucking not. No, they won't shut down. They'll just continue to be stupid and lose viewership. They'll continue to go down this road that they're going. Like, the person who's designing the Gen 7 car, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they better know what the fuck they're doing. Like, they better not make a trash car, because that's really what they're clinging on to. NASCAR is clinging on to the fact that that car has to be decent. And if it's not decent, then it's a problem. I don't think NASCAR is on their last legs, because they're a huge company. A $1 billion company. You know what I mean? They're not going to be specifically in trouble in terms of how Champ Car was, where they're running out of money. NASCAR will never get to that point. It's just whether or not people want to actually see the fucking racing. Like, do people want to see that? I feel like most people don't want to see that. Most people are just like, that sucks, and nobody wants to see it. So, if there's not a demand, then they won't keep doing it. And especially the way that they're making these teams go about doing this whole new package jargon, it's costing oh shit, I hit my mic. It's costing the teams a lot of money. And that's a big problem too. You never want to cost the teams if you can help it. You know, it's pretty simple. If NASCAR keeps going down the road that they go, then it's going to continue to be a problem. It's going to continue to be an issue. But they could turn that around if they really wanted to. You know, that new car better be good, because that's really their last leg, in my estimation. If that car stinks, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. But who knows? Like, Talladega was a great showing. That package that they brought there was decent. It was a good Talladega race. But that's really not that hard to do. So I don't know. Is there even going to be a Gen 7 if the teams can't afford it? I mean, yeah, teams will show up regardless because they have, they have sponsors and all that shit. I think the amount of times that the teams bitch is kind of dumb, but they have a reason to be bitching right now because this package fucking stinks. It's not fun. It's not a good at-track look. It's not very entertaining. And the drivers don't like fucking driving it. If the drivers don't like driving it, it's a problem. It's a fucking problem. So, if it's a package that everybody can get around, if the Gen 7 car is a package that wants to bring in more manufacturers and all this shit, possibly bring in new teams, then that's great for the sport. Whatever road they go for that, I don't care. It's just they have to keep staying consistent, and they have to make sure that everything that they're doing is fucking relevant. You know what I mean? They're asking NASCAR to foot the bill. I think they should in some way, shape, or form, yeah. Maybe for the first 2 chassis, and then they can do whatever they want with the engines. They're going to have to make their own engines anyway. So, but, I don't know. This is just my thought, but I thought Texas wasn't that bad. I mean, no one led more than 70 laps on a quad oval throughout. Yeah, man, that's fine. And once again, it was a good race for Texas. In my opinion, that was a shitty race. It was just like a shitty truck race to me. It was more like a shitty truck race. But that's my opinion. I don't know. No, if you were there in person and it was an entertaining event, that's good. But on TV, it looked fucking bad. It just looked boring. Like, the amount of passes that happened for the lead at the beginning, I thought the beginning of the race was really good. And then by the end, it was atrocious. Middle stages were fucking awful. They were boring. It looked boring on television. If it looked good at the racetrack, that's good. But I saw it in terms of the broadcast. And the broadcast is just fucking awful to begin with. So what do I expect? But I don't know. I mean, the truck fields are dwindling. It's bad economically. I have my issues with Texas as well. People staying out and not having issues. Yeah, I agree. People were running on fucking 70 lap old tires. It's fucking dumb. It's stupid. Hopefully they change shit, because if they don't, then it becomes more of a problem over time. But who knows? They may change it, man. It may end up being a great series again. Yeah, because of Fox. Fox is bad. Fox is bad in general. I don't know if you saw it particularly, but did you happen to see the Joey Logano, Jimmy Johnson incident going into turn 1? In the, early middle stages of the race, where, they had just came out after pit stops, and Joey got a fucking gigantic run going into turn 1, and Jimmy blocked him, and he just fucking moved him up the racetrack. We didn't see that. I only heard that happened because one of our friends in Discord was watching the NASCAR drive shit on board Joey Logano, and that's the only reason why we even heard about it on TV. Didn't even fucking see it. So I don't know if you saw it, but that was probably the more entertaining point of the race. All they had after that that skirmish was Jimmy Johnson on the radio talking about I'll fucking run him over or whatever. But fuck if I know. If you saw it, let me know. But yes, that was freaking awesome. Yeah, we didn't see it, so we didn't see any of it. I was watching with y'all and I didn't see it. Exactly. Nobody saw it. People on TV did not fucking see that event occur, which is crazy. Like, they just came out after pit stops and they were battling for what would be the fucking lead. Where's the camera? Where's the direction? Who's the director? Whoever's the director sucks. Like, they're not fucking good. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Who fucking knows, dude? But that's probably gonna be it for this stream. Thanks everybody for coming out and enjoying. I still like doing this, so who knows? Maybe we'll come back and keep doing more of them in the future. That'll be fun. But yeah, I'm gonna go through the last of these comments. Did they show Kyle Busch's pass in the grass? Yeah, they did show that. That part was there. That part was pretty good. But yeah, that's it. Fucking peace out, Chief. See you later, bruh.